I'm joined now by K-State Associate Professor and Extension Specialist in Early Childhood Development, Bradford Wiles. Bradford, thank you so much for joining us this Thursday morning.
Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
We really appreciate having you here at such a pivotal time. Now, we may be in the middle of July, but how can parents start prepping their kids to go to school or return to school this August?
Yeah, so this is the time to really start prepping them, preparing them, particularly for younger children. The transition to going back to school can be very difficult, or especially if it's their first time going to school. So what you want to do is really talk with them about what their fears are, what they're looking forward to, and do your very best to connect them in advance with the school. Oftentimes there'll be opportunities to visit the school before it starts, and so I really encourage parents to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and we're fortunate to have some really great learning facilities all around Northeast Kansas. We've got the Kansas Children's Discovery Center in Topeka, and K-State has the Center for Child Development, just to name a few there. For families with a younger child that haven't had their first day of school yet, would visiting establishments like those help in any key ways?
Well, absolutely. It's always good to go out and make sure that you're engaging with your child and really emphasizing that learning component, because that's really what they're going to get when they go to school. And so you can use those opportunities, for example, to play at the Discovery Center and say, hey, when you go into your classroom, you're going to be able to see things like this. You're going to have other cool things to play with. So really getting that positivity associated with those learning environments.
Yeah, and can I have you speak about how important it is for the parents out there to start thinking of that process a little earlier as opposed to right before the school season begins?
Well, just like anyone who has to cram before an exam, I don't know what that would be like personally. Just kidding. But we all, think of that as like a week before, right? But really, for young children, they need to know what to expect. And a week isn't enough time for them. And so what we try to do, and what we really encourage parents to do, is really just bring that into your day-to-day. You don't have to emphasize it every hour, but just really prep them and say, hey, I'm getting really excited for you, and let them have a conversation with you. It's a back and forth, but the more that you talk with them, the more comfortable they will be sharing their experience and what they're thinking with you. And that really helps them. They need someone to be able to talk with, to share their fears, their hopes, their dreams, those kinds of things.
Exactly. Well, Bradford, thank you again so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate that insight into getting those younger students ready for a successful fall season up ahead.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure, and really appreciate it.